Hi, today we're going to be talking about what to eat to prevent weight gain in menopause. Hey, Sophie here. Welcome to my home. And today I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite topics, which is how to prevent weight gain and ill health, actually, during menopause, perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. It's one of my favorite topics because I am a nutritionist, I'm a weight management specialist, and I am a transformational mindset coach. And all these things really come into play to help my clients to get through this time when we often think, oh my gosh, this is such a difficult time. I'm gaining weight, belly fat, and my body's changing and I can't control it. And you can. You 100% can. And I'm here to tell you that, and I'm here to give you hope. And by the way, if you haven't already, you might want to pop underneath this video and watch my free masterclass, which is the 5 shifts that my clients have made to reach and maintain their ideal weight and sort of find their spark and their confidence back again. So that's available to you underneath this video. But let's get into it. I'm going to be really quick today, try and shoot through this quickly. 5 things to eat to prevent, or 5 ways of eating, I should say, to prevent weight gain during menopause. So number 1 is nourish yourself with kindness. So this is the most important thing. You can eat the most perfect diet in the world, but if you are criticizing yourself, if your constant daily self-talk is you're not good enough, you don't deserve, you're horrible, you're too fat, you're too old, your body looks terrible, if that's what you're nourishing, you're feeding yourself with, you're feeding your mind with every single day, then that's going to put you in a state of contraction. And truly, the state that the emotional state that you want to be in, the energetic state that you really need to be in to release those unwanted pounds and to be in optimal health is to be in an energetic space of expansion. So how can you nourish yourself with kindness? Maybe just write down 2 or 3 ways that you, self-talk statements that you can nourish yourself with instead of what you find yourself saying to yourself in the morning. Maybe something along the lines of, I trust my beautiful body to do what it does so well, or I trust my miraculous body to take care of me. And every single day, my body moves into healing. Something along those lines. So that instead of looking at yourself through the lens, as I say, of this constant judgment and self-criticism, you're aiming to look at yourself through the lens of love and compassion and wisdom and understanding. This is a time of our life that can be the most beautiful time of our life. And it breaks my heart that so many women, as they go into menopause, start feeling irrelevant, that they're irrelevant, that they don't matter anymore, that they've lost their sense of self, and so this is really what, as a mindset coach, I work to change first. It's the first and most important piece of nourishment, okay? So, number 2 is to nourish your microbiome. Now, your microbiome is the most important piece of your physical biology. Everything, your health, your wellness, your mood is completely affected by your microbiome. 95% of your serotonin, which is the feel-good chemical that we all want to feel, particularly in menopause, when we can feel a little knocked off and angry and irritated and stressed because, of our hormones. So we need even more of that serotonin than we've ever needed in our life. 95% of it is made in your gut. So how can you nourish your gut? What do you need to eat for optimal, balanced microbiome, for gut health? Well, that would be the plant-based kingdom, plant-based fiber. There's really no other way of putting it. So if you feed your body with, inflammatory foods such as, animal products and whatnot, then that's really that's not going to heal your microbiome. I just can't say it any other way. And it's going to dial up inflammation in your body. So you want to be flooding your body with fiber and plant-based nutrients. It's feeding the garden. Think of your microbiome as a garden, and you've got to put the fertilizer in for the plants to grow. And the fertilizer that you need to put in is from the plant-based kingdom. I have a lot of other videos on this topic, so go check some of those out. Number 3, nourish your lightness. Now, how do you nourish your lightness? What are the foods that you need to eat to feel light, to feel light? Right? And you know, it's not rocket science. If you eat a big, heavy, fatty, fat-laden meal, you're going to feel really heavy. After a big fatty meal, such as, holiday meals and whatever, you're lying on the couch just, oh my gosh, I feel sluggish, I feel terrible. These are the fats. Now, when we get older, when we still eat a lot of fats, particularly saturated fat found in animal products and coconut oil, but even heavy oily foods, the reason why we feel sluggish and heavy and we gain weight is because our body, from certainly the age of 50 onwards, cannot digest these fats as well as it might have done when you're in your 20s and 30s. Everything slows down. Your liver, the bile enzymes that actually can break down these fats, everything slows down. The machine isn't working as well as it did. It is just a fact. So what can we do? We can remove those heavy fats, such as the saturated fats, and give your body a break. Think of the meals that you can eat that make you feel light when you get up after that meal. And that will be beautiful plant-based foods that are very, very low in fat. You need your healthy fats 100%, but your healthy fats are going to be your nuts, your seeds, your avocados, your olives, whole foods. Number 4 is eat to build strong bones. Now, we obviously need very strong bones in menopause and beyond, because if we have strong bones, then that's going to carry us through. It's also going to enable us to really work out and do our exercise, which makes us feel amazing, releases the feel-good hormones in our brain, and obviously aids on our beautiful weight maintenance journey. So, what do we need to eat for strong bones? Well, first off, I don't recommend a calcium supplement. Calcium supplements can be deleterious to your health. I'll put a link with a little bit of information underneath the video on that, because you might be thinking, what? So I don't want to get into that too much now, but information underneath this video on that. But we do need calcium. How much calcium do we need? We need 600 milligrams of calcium a day. So what is the best way to get that calcium? It's best that you get that calcium from plants, because if you're trying to get your calcium from dairy products, then we're also talking about the inflammation that they will cause in your diet. So let's take the deleterious out of our diet and get the calcium that we need from plants. So what plants do we need to eat? I'm going to recommend broccoli. I'm going to recommend dried figs and almonds. It's in a lot of other plant-based foods, but those particularly have a very high percentage of calcium in them. And also, the other food that will give you more than your recommended daily amount of calcium is a calcium set tofu. And I'll put a link to, if you might think, what is a calcium set tofu? I'll put a link to an example of a great calcium set tofu. One serving of calcium set tofu will give you 800 milligrams of calcium. So that's over your requirements for one day. And one more piece that I'm going to quickly throw in here is, anyone's thinking, I can't eat tofu because I've heard all these terrible things. I'm also going to just put in one link. I have to say this on almost every single video that I mention tofu or soy, because people are like, but it's bad for you. It gives you breast cancer. And there's so much misinformation on the internet. So link underneath the video on that, of how soy, organic soy products can actually be preventative against breast cancer, can also dial down many of the symptoms of menopause, such as hot flashes. Okay, number 5, almost there, phytochemicals. Eat your phytochemicals. So if you eat phytochemicals, you're going to get phytochemicals from the enormous amount of food available to you in the plant-based kingdom, given to us by nature, packaged for us by nature. Now, it's really important, because if you think about it, these plant-based foods that contain these phytochemicals are disease preventative, also fat storage prohibiting. That's it. That's what they do. It's win, win. So eat your veggies, your fruits and your veggies, and don't be afraid of them. Don't even be afraid of your complex carbs. So many women come to me and they're like, I am deathly afraid of complex carbs because they've read all this stuff, this nonsense, and it is nonsense. It doesn't make sense if we're following the evidence-based nutrition. Complex carbs are part of the beautiful plant-based kingdom that contain phytonutrients that will help you to prevent your risk of disease and will help you to release unwanted pounds. And the very last piece on this, and it's very important because we can't separate optimal health from being at your ideal weight or weight loss. The two go together. And very often I think in this culture we live in, it's either weight loss obsession or it's optimal health. But for me as a nutritionist and as a weight management specialist, the two go beautifully together. You cannot separate them. This is a holistic lifestyle that leads to you living your beautiful ideal weight, which is very, very easy to attain if you eat the foods that your body loves and to stack the cards in your favor to prevent disease. So lots more on this in many of my other videos. So if you haven't seen those, please get watching them. And as I said before, if you haven't seen my masterclass, link underneath this video and dig into that. It's 45 minutes and you'll probably learn quite a lot from that. So I'll see you next time.